hater. Yo, what up?
Yeah.
Welcome to the third episode of the California Stoners League podcast with your host, the champ himself, Mike Bogart.
Number one in the league.
Knowledge, the GOAT, you already know. Today we got a special guest host with us,
Yes, sir.
Isaiah Munoz. You already know, the coolest Munoz in the league. He's also tied for number one right now in the league with my other co-host over here. I'm surrounded by greatness over here. I actually got myself a win this week, though, you guys know, so I'm happy. I'm sitting a lot happier than I was last week. We got ourselves a good little show going on, you know, ready to rock out. We're going to start it out, as we always do today, with the recap of last week. So, and a joint. Don't forget a joint.
Of course.
How are you feeling so far, though? Isaiah? Talk to the people real quick. Let them know a little bit about the league. How you're enjoying this year and your win streak.
I knew it. I knew coming in after this draft. I was like, "Yep, this is my year. I'm coming, and I'm coming to take that title for sure. If not, I'm gonna be up there in top 3. But just some good manager moves I'm gonna make this year, way better than I did last year, and I'm coming."
All right, well, we'll get into last week. You know, we got a lot of teams right now that are basically all 1-1. I don't think we have, how many teams are 0-2? Did we check? I know we got 1, 2. There's only a couple teams that are even 0-2 right now. Butcher, Tank, you guys got to do better. But most of us are 1-1, except for these two. Top of the hill right now, they're both 2-0. Scoring a lot of points. They actually have a big matchup this week. Someone's has got to go. I'm super happy about that because then one of them are going to get kicked down and be tied with me. Misery loves company. But we'll go ahead and get into the little topics we got for the recap. We had a couple close games this last week. As far as a couple nail biters, Bo and Gargi. That was a really close game. Along with Stevie and Esther. Stevie almost made an epic comeback. Would have been like the most epic comeback in his fantasy history. He was down I think it was 70, 80 points or something like that. And had 2 players, and he got within 8 points. It was 40 points each from both of them or something. He was the only reason he didn't win, I think, was because the game got so out of hand that his players got benched.
Yeah, and Derrick Henry.
Oh, and Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry didn't do what he's supposed to do.
Well,
James Conner.
according to you guys, I actually think this is going to be a little bit of Derrick Henry for the rest of the year, but that's just me, not these guys.
And James Conner got hurt mid-game. Maybe Stevie could have did a little bit better.
Okay. Yeah. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and still give the couple different fucking awards for the recap. We're starting off with a new one. We always have the GM of the week, but we're going to add a couple more now that we have more shit going on with the league. So we have a special teams wizard. All right? The special teams wizard. That goes for somebody who put the best combination together of your defense and your kicker, because defenses and kickers matter, especially in this league. A lot of people don't really like to give them the credit. Everyone's focused on the players themselves, but they win games. They win your
You
games.
get double digits from your defense and your kicker. You're looking good.
And this week, a big part of Isaiah's wins, who's the special teams wizard, was his special teams. Fucking B right here. So they got, he got 40 points. Combination between his defense and his kicker. His defense, he's got the Bucks D. They just balled out. You know what I mean? I don't know how long they can sustain 19 points one week and 29 points another week, but obviously he's just going to keep riding that wave until it doesn't happen anymore.
And Nick Chubb is the number 1 running back in the NFL right now.
Exactly. He's got the leading rusher in the NFL on his team. That's another reason why he's playing really good. But he went ahead and kicker, what kicker do you got?
Chiefs kicker.
Chiefs kicker, so a high octane kicker to go along with a lot of points from his defense. It's a solid combination you can't go wrong with it. He gets the special teams wizard of the week for putting that combo together and really setting himself up in a prime position to go 2-0. Big part of the reason why he's there.
Oh yeah.
And next, we're gonna go take it down a notch, a little bit of a downer, a bad award right here, which is going to be the worst GM move of the week. Because every week you're sitting there, you're looking at your lineup, you're like, who do I start? I need an edge. I need to win. I need to do something. So you'll go in there and you'll make a pick you're not quite sure about or whatever. But we were looking at everything, and sorry, Frank, you get the worst GM move of the week. You went ahead and started Donovan People-Jones, who got you 0 points in your flex. And you started him over the likes of Damian Pierce and Nico Hardman, who are both boom or bust type. You know, like one of them's volume.
Obviously, over him.
Obviously, you would want to start either one of those guys off of over Donovan People-Jones.
Something that we didn't see.
And usually Frank's really good with his picks. He's usually in the playoffs, a high-standing player in the league. He doesn't really make moves that can looked upon. You know, you kind of raise your eyebrow out, but he definitely did this week.
To be fair though, Peoples-Jones had 11 targets and 6 receptions and 60 yards last week. So he was probably playing off that, you know what I mean? And Amari Cooper didn't look like he was going to be Amari Cooper, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They switched on him in the second week, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and then also they didn't play Damian Pierce as much. They went with Rex Burkhead, and I understand all that, but the year just started. It was game 1 week. You got to kind of give a little bit of time for things to develop. You know what I mean? If I would have panicked and I would have just benched fucking CeeDee Lamb, I wouldn't have got 15 points from him from all the targets that I ended up getting, and I would have got less points from a different person, and I would have maybe lost my match.
You play your guys. The first couple of games you play the guys you drafted.
And he ended up losing by 7, or he lost by 6 points on me.
Yeah.
You know? And both of those guys that he had, Nico Hardman and fucking, though they didn't do great, they both would have got him enough points to get the win this week. He'd be sitting at 1-1 if he just would have stuck with the guys that he drafted and figured out a solid position there.
But
So,
I mean, you go in the game trying to have the best lineup
yeah,
possible.
you live by the sword, you die by the sword.
The
you
highest
know?
points possible.
You gotta follow your gut. He felt like Dr. People-Jones was gonna be the guy.
Yeah.
He went with them. It didn't work out. That's why you ended up with the worst move of the week. It happens. It's fantasy, and
Okay,
I'm sure everyone's gonna end up on this list at some point. But you're first. Not him, he says. Not him, he says. You know, I doubt I'll ever end up on it either, you know, to be honest. But if you're anybody besides us, you know what I mean, at this table right now, we're making great moves and stuff, you're probably going to be on the list. And then the GM of the week, we're going to go ahead and talk about that. Congratulations. This is a very, very important award. I think it's one of the most important awards you can get through the week from us right here. It just shows you did something. Not only did you win your game, but you didn't just start the guys that you were supposed to start and you went ahead and fucking won. You know, you had to make a GM move, you had to make a decision, do something, kind of like what Frank tried to do on the last week. You know, on the last one I just talked about, but it didn't work out for him. Now, if he would have won by starting Donovan People-Jones, maybe he would have been on the list in the other way. But Esther, congratulations. You're 1-1. You got the GM of the week. You went out there and you started 3 Ravens on your team this week. I know it's not as bad when you break down that it's Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews. Of course, you're going to start those 2. But he went out. He picked up Devin Duvernay off of the.
What does he do on the first touch?
To the house.
To the house. And
To the house.
It wasn't even. Not in the play.
It was just to the house. So it just panned out for him right when it started. Those 3 players, he got a total of 84.84 fantasy points from those 3 players alone.
On one team,
on
game.
One team on one game. You know, I would have never guessed that. I would not have had a peg for that. And it literally won him the game. He won by 9 points. Which Stevie almost made that miraculous comeback. He was able to hold him off. And if he didn't pick up Devin Duvernay off of the waiver wires and throw him directly in his lineup, he would have got that loss.
He played Duvernay over Robert Woods, too.
Exactly. He had guys on his team that we literally, what did we just say in the last segment while we were hating on Frank? We just said you play your guys.
Yeah.
You play your guys. You draft these guys, you play them. For all intents and purposes, Robert Woods should have been in his starting lineup.
And if he plays Robert Woods,
what we said.
No,
right?
but this is how you go out and you get on this list. You're not going to get on this list starting your stars and dudding out. You know, you're not going to get a GM bad move of the week for starting Derrick Henry and he gets you 8 points.
Yeah.
But you go, but you're also not going to get GM of the week if he balls out. So you're out there, you're making moves, you're doing what you need to do to win, and that's basically why you got GM of the week. So we'll go ahead and move on to the first segment
Yes,
of the week. After that little recap of last week, I feel like it was a good recap. We had a good week. A lot of things are happening right now. I feel like it's sporadic. It's kind of up and down. The league's just starting. We're kind of getting a gauge of everything and how it's starting to go. So these first 4 weeks, you really, really pay attention to the flow of teams and usage and stuff like that. And you'll start to get a more clear picture of who should emerge and who's just flashing. But
it's still up for grabs right now because there's a lot of 1-1 teams in here.
exactly.
A lot of 1-1 teams.
We're all in it. Even the guys that are 0-2, you already know. Any of the guys that are 2-0, anything can change at the drop of the time. This is anybody's. We still got it. So, moving on right now to the first segment, we're going to go ahead and do panic or relax. We're going to talk about a couple different players. I'm going to throw a name at you. You let me know if you panicked on them or relaxed. These are players that haven't produced so far. Through the first 2 weeks, we kind of expected or hoping they were going to do more than they have. And we just want to know, should you be worried? Should you panic? Or should you just relax? Calm down. It's the beginning of the year. Just relax. So, the first one I got for you is Zeke Elliott.
Oh yeah,
Zeke.
panic. I see panic right
Hit
away.
that panic button?
Yeah, right away.
Hey, he panicked quick. He didn't even let me skip the name down.
I've had him in the Dynasty League since we started that Dynasty League for 3 years now. And all I've seen was he's just on the downfall for the past 3 years, you know what I mean? And then Tony Pollard's looking good too, and he just doesn't. There's nothing wrong with Zeke. He can still play. He can take the hits. He can play football. He knows what he's doing. But I think it's the he doesn't have a burst. You know what I mean? He doesn't have that he doesn't hit the holes like that anymore. He doesn't have that that speed or whatever that that's why they're paying Tony. I think that's why they're paying Tony Pollard. And there was a goal line carry too, and I think it was not the last game, the game before that, they were at the goal line, and you thought oh yeah, I'm gonna give it to Zeke, you know what I mean? And then Tony Pollard gets the ball too. So I don't know what's really going on there or what's happening, but it looks like everything's looking like Zeke is probably his career is probably on the downfall, Maybe later during the season they can find a way to use him, but it doesn't look too good right now, and I think it's gonna stay. He's just gonna stay on the downfall. I'd stay away from Zeke.
All right. And then would you agree with that? Or
Uh,
are you panicking or are you relaxed? What do you?
Panic.
Okay.
For sure. You can see when Tony Pollard runs that ball, he's hitting those gaps hard, and Elliott's not really.
I mean,
he's
as a
just
Cowboy
looking-
fan,
he's
I'm
just-
sure you're watching that closely. And stuff,
Yeah.
Right?
I'm pissed about it.
Okay, yeah. They are a 50% usage right now, but they do favor Tony Pollard in passing downs. So when they are down and stuff like that, he will be in there a lot more
As he
according to
should.
game script. So there is good reason. I do understand the panic button, and that's where we stand with him. So the next one we got is who's that? Why don't you? And I'll let you know.
All right, DK Metcalf.
DK Metcalf, I am panicked on DK Metcalf. Personally, for me, I mean, mainly Geno Smith. I can't. It's his quarterback. I don't believe in it. I know he showed flashes in week 1 that he might be able to do stuff, but I just didn't quite see it. He's only getting 6.5 targets a game right now, and that is just low, especially for what you want for a wide receiver 1.
Yeah.
It's not exactly a him thing because he's a dynamic big player who can catch the ball, and he's out there and he's a playmaker. He's one of those guys that you just put it close to him and he can bring it in. It's more of a team thing in general, Their team just isn't very good this year, and I don't really see them the type of usage they're utilizing him in. He's even in the targets, he's not getting quite the same depth down the field, So I'm just not liking the amount of yardage he's getting, the amount of targets he's getting, and who the targets are coming from.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't necessarily be relaxed. If I had him on my team, I would be worried and I would be panicked.
It sucks because you have to.
Where you drafted
drop
at,
him.
what are you gonna do?
You can't drop him, and then you can't trade him because nobody wants
So
him.
you're praying to the
You're
fantasy
stuck.
gods, and then he's got a horrible matchup right now against the Niners. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like nothing is kind of moving his way right now.
It's not going to be very consistent at all.
Exactly.
I kind of had this. I kind of predicted this kind of since the beginning.
Yeah.
Because of what happened last year, even with not what happened last year, but like just with Russ going and stuff like that. But like this is why I didn't want to touch nobody from the Seahawks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even with Rashard Penny, it's off the subject, but Rashard Penny showing flashes at the end of the year. I don't like the Seahawks team, and I don't think anybody should. It's fantasy relevant. Maybe sometimes you're gonna get Tyler Lockett hitting, but. If DK can't do it, that dude's like I think he's one of the best receivers in the NFL. He could be the number one, but with that team, he's just average.
Yeah.
Just average.
Yep. All right. So I got another one for you right here, Mr. Bogart. What do you think? Let me know. DJ Moore.
DJ Moore. I don't know. I'm on the fence on this one, leaning towards panic. He was better with Sam Darnold last year.
It's funny that sounds. Bring back Sam Darnold.
Yeah,
Baker Mayfield.
And maybe even two games Christian McCaffrey might have been too. You know what I mean? I don't know if Baker's not Baker's not what they wanted him, what they thought he was. You know what I mean? But anyways, yeah, DJ Moore. I guess I'm gonna say panic. Because where you drafted him, still got to keep DK Metcalf. You still got to keep him, but for where you drafted him, you're probably panicking right now, and I would too.
I would agree with that too. I mean,
Yeah.
I know a lot of people probably feel relaxed on him because he did score the touchdown last week.
Yeah.
But he's only getting 6 targets a game right now
Okay,
on
yeah.
average, and last year he was averaging 9 targets.
Okay.
They didn't have Christian McCaffrey last year, so they had to throw it to him a little more. Even right now, the usage with Christian McCaffrey is a little lower, but they're going to have to get Christian McCaffrey. Like, everyone keeps pressing them. I actually like the way they're using Christian McCaffrey. I feel like it builds for him to last the whole year and not get injured.
Yeah.
But for the team to win and win now, they need to get him the ball even more. So I just don't know if he's going to see the targets that he needs to see from a guy like Baker Mayfield to be able to put up the production where you drafted him.
He's still he's not only like a must keep, but he's probably still a must start right now.
I would not.
You know,
personally, I would
so.
disagree. I think he needs to be on the bench. If you can look somewhere else, like if you were able to get something of value,
depending on who you get.
depending on who you have or what your lineup is, I would try to find different value to put in my flex option right now, or at least move him down to the flex. I can't see him as a wide receiver.
I guess depending on the guys.
I'm not high.
I mean, don't drop him. Don't replace him with Russell Gage. Or
You can't do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's still the number one in his offense, but I would gladly start the Jalen Waddle or even an Allen Robinson over him.
Yeah,
easily.
I guess you could go either way with that.
I mean, because even is he the number one? Because they're also targeting what's his name a lot, Corey Anderson. So I don't know why I'm messing up his name right now.
You're talking about
The other receiver.
Oh, Robbie Anderson.
Robbie Anderson. There we go. I don't know why I couldn't think of his name. But yeah, so there's DJ Moore. We're panicked. He's not as quite panicked.
Well,
he's on the fence.
I'm on the fence, leaning towards panic.
He's repanicked.
Yeah.
He's relaxed and panicked at the same time, a little both.
Yeah.
All right. So hit me with one more name. What are we
All right. This next one, I think.
No, the name.
The next one, I know.
Just the name. Say it.
Oh, CeeDee Lamb.
CeeDee Lamb. I think I am panicked. No, sorry. No, I'm not. I'm relaxing on CeeDee Lamb. I'm chilling. Basically, he's got a lot of design plays straight around the line of scrimmage going to him. I like the way they're trying to get him the ball. He's a dynamic player that does a lot of great things when the ball is in his hand.
Yeah.
And we were worried about how he was going to play with Cooper Rush, but he still had 11 targets. You know, the actual production of those targets weren't what you wanted to see, but he still was able to produce for you fantasy-wise in a full-point PPR league because of his usage. And I just see that growing. He's going to get a better rapport with Rush as it goes on. And the same, like you just said, you're worried about Zeke. So obviously, they can't quite rely as much on the run game the way they want to. They're going to need to get playmakers the ball in their hands. Plus, Michael Gallup is supposed to be coming back this week, if not sooner. That brings another dual threat target.
I think Michael Gallup was going to help CeeDee Lamb.
That's what I'm saying.
Do better. Yeah.
That's my point.
I'm agreeing with you.
So he's gonna demand more target. You know,
You would think like,
and
oh,
it's
he's the
just-
number one. He gets all the targets.
Yeah.
That but for some reason,
No.
it's not working out like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well,
I mean, it's not working out as
Productive.
Productive as
he
thought
was
it
getting
should
the
be.
targets, but
Yeah.
we thought it would turn into a lot more like 125, 175 yards on a touchdown or
Yeah.
two. You know,
Yeah.
really exploding out into stardom. But that hasn't happened yet, and I think it can and will still happen. Dak didn't go on IR. They say he's going to come back sooner rather than later. He has time right now. Every week that goes by, he's building more of a rapport with his running back or quarterback that he has now. Plus the addition of Gallup should help open things up for him. And I'm relaxing. I'm relaxing on him. I'm keeping him in my lineups. I'm not panicking. I'm keeping him in there, and I'm just riding the wave. It's fantasy football. The year started, and sometimes things like this happen. They don't quite work out, and then they explode as you go. You know, so don't be freaked on them at all.
No.
All right, we got a next topic we're going to get right into. We're going to go ahead and start with sell high or be cautious. You know, like either these are players we think that you should either sell high, try to trade them if you can now because they're kind of outperforming their capabilities, or for other reasons, maybe not their fault, but for whatever reason, just either be cautious about them going forward. They might not quite put up these same kind of points, or just try to sell them while you can, you know, because their value is high now. Not saying that it's going to be low forever, just that we think it might be at its highest point at the moment. So we'll start off with Logan Thomas. So Logan Thomas, basically he's averaged 10 points a game so far at the tight end position, and at the tight end position, that's great. You know, why would you even say, you know what I'm saying? He's a big body, and honestly, I don't have too much bad things to say about him personally as a player. My only concern is his ability to stay healthy and stay active on the field. He's known for missing games. He's never played like a full season ever. He's always been in and out with injuries, and they have a lot of mouths to feed right now. It's working out for them, yes, but there's a lot of different mouths to feed out there for the Commanders. They got an offense that's just seeming to explode right now. They got a lot of young talent. Carson Wentz is getting the ball around. Antonio Gibson is doing great out of the backfield. It's just the way they're playing right now. Seems like I would just be a little cautious that he's going to be able to stay healthy. That's my main thing. If he is healthy, I'm really, really less worried about him as these other names on the board if he's able to stay healthy. That's kind of my main concern. You know, the rest of these guys on here, I'm a little bit more worried, not even as injury prone wise, just for other reasons. I do think he has the ability to do it. You know, like you said, his snap count is up there, 62% of the time, 73% of the time through the first two games. You know, he hit a touchdown in the last game, but I just really feel like he could get hurt. So if you're able to trade him right now for some extra value, I know the tight end position is scarce, but maybe you ended up getting a guy like Logan Thomas and a guy like Gerald Everett, or a guy like Tyler Higbee. I would stay with one of those guys that I feel like are going to stay healthy for sure more often, and try to trade away Logan Thomas to somebody for some extra depth, a good flex, solid start, a wide receiver too, just somebody that's hurting. You know, there's guys that are hurting. There's no production out there at the tight end spot.
Yeah.
You know, you got guys like Kyle Pitts that score 2 points a game. You know, you never know. People panic. People get hurt. So that's my suggestion. Not because he's not a good player or he's not going to do good. I just think you can get value out of him, and he has injury concerns. So go ahead and next one right here. Our next one,
Sell high, be cautious.
sell high, be cautious, is going to be Michael Carter.
Michael Carter.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't know. What were you thinking? I'm thinking
basically,
that
Kenneth
be
Walker
cautious.
just came back. You know what I'm saying? So, it's the same thing. You're either selling high or be cautious. Just be wary that they're not going to do as good later. He's looking great right
Breece
now.
Hall?
No, Michael Carter's. Breece Hall. Sorry. Michael Carter has looked great so far, but you have Breece Hall there. You know. They are going to be playing from the back. Breece Hall is. I know Michael Carter has been catching more passes than we expected, doing good out of the backfield because of the addition of Bryce Hall. But he is going to get the pass downs, you know, and they are going to be playing from behind a whole lot, you know. They are throwing the ball like crazy right now. And even though that's going to have to come down, they're still going to be behind, and they're still going to be throwing the ball. And I just like, personally, the pass catching back, the rookie, the dynamic player over him moving forward. So if you can sell high on him with what he's done so far, do it. Or if you just be cautious that his production might drop for you and try to do something about that now,
as the season goes by, as the year goes by, unless like Michael Carter does like changes dramatically, even though he's doing good, it gets even better. They want Breece Hall to be that guy, so so you should probably be cautious. But I mean, as of right now, he's getting those touches. So if you want to keep him on your team because you think he's going to give you depth and throughout the season, but if you want to trade him, this is the time to trade him high. This is going to be probably his highest floor. You know what I mean?
He's doing really well.
I mean, his high ceiling. His high ceiling. Yeah.
So next we got, and you agree with both of those? What do you think over there?
I agree.
Is there anything? Do you feel a little bit more confident about either one of those that you're not cautious about?
Logan Thomas, I'm talking about if he.
Like you said, if he just stays healthy, then there's nothing to worry about. Okay.
But it's very
I'm just
happening.
Yeah. I actually do agree with that. You know, like I said, I'm least worried about him as the other ones.
Yes.
But next we got David Montgomery, and basically they have to throw the ball more.
Mm-hmm.
They have to, hands down. He's been looking great. You watch the game, he's handing the ball a shit ton. He's getting all the targets, or you know, from the backfield. He's actually catching some passes. He looks good, shifty out there while he's moving. He doesn't look bad or anything like that. But they have to throw the ball. They have thrown the ball 28 times through 2 games. You know, Justin Fields is the 33rd ranked quarterback in pass attempts. There's a backup quarterback out there that's slinging the rock around more than Justin Fields. That's crazy.
There was no reason for him not to throw passes in the last game.
Exactly.
The weather was fine. There was no excuse. You know what I mean?
They're gonna dissect the way they're playing, and it's not like they're winning games. Mm-hmm. It's not like they're doing great. Yes, they won that first game in the weird way or whatever, you know. But they need to assess their offense. It's horrible to watch.
Yeah,
it is horrible to. I'm sure it's horrible for them to be a part of. It's just they need to try to get Daryl Mooney into the offense. As much as I've been saying how I'm not high on him this year,
He's still got Cole Kmet,
but
he hasn't
yet. They have to target these guys, and then Khalil Herbert looks good. I'm not saying David Montgomery looks bad, but Khalil Herbert looks just as good, and it is a timeshare. He is out there for almost half of the snaps. Mm-hmm. So you got a guy that's on a timeshare, on an overrun offense right now that's just pounding the ball on the ground. That's going to have to change. It's like historically, they're on a historic run to throw less than any team in the NFL history.
Yeah,
and
they're losing.
And they're losing.
You think a team that's losing is not going to run the ball?
Something has to give there.
The ball.
So I would say sell high.
What would you say?
Sell high.
He's on your team right now. You're selling high.
I'm selling high right now. I'm getting the most I can out of him because I'm not just cautious.
Yeah.
I know. I feel like I know what's going to happen down the line.
I'm not going to take no low balls.
No, I'll keep him. I don't want a low ball. That's the whole point of selling high.
I'm not gonna.
He's worth it. But, you know, go out there, see what you got, what you can get, see what you can make a move for, and get yourself a Keenan Allen. You know, get yourself you know, well, just, you know, get somebody that's, you know, you can trust.
That's probably that's not that bad. David Montgomery at his best, and he could be like he's a top 10 for sure at his best.
Yeah,
all year long.
What's he at? You didn't pop him up right now, but you know what I'm saying. I don't know what he's at right now, but it's all good. Go to Corey Davis because he's next on our list. You know what I mean? Corey Davis. You can sell high or be cautious. He's got double digits through both fantasy games. He's putting up numbers. He has long catches, and he just coming off his last game. What did he just have? 4 targets. He only had 2 catches, but he had 83 yards and a touchdown. So I'm looking at basically 4 targets for 2 catches, a whole lot of yards after the catch with the touchdown. It puts up a good point score on there. But those are on paper it looks nice. But those are the type of guys that I like to try to target and get rid of. I want my wide receivers to have a lot more than 14 targets through 2 weeks. He is the number 3 wide receiver in that offense, behind Garrett Wilson, behind Elijah Moore, and behind Corey Davis. They even got Conklin,
Braxton Berrios.
Yes, they're out there throwing the ball. We just talked about Michael Carter, you know what I mean? And then they got a lot of offensive pieces. Joe Flacco is out there. Can he keep this up? That's another one of my concerns. Is he going to be able to keep up this play? Can he keep that many people? Can Joe Flacco keep that many people fantasy viable? Are these guys viable? That many players on the Jets offense? I don't think so. I don't think it's going to sustain like that. And if I had to drop somebody off of that list, it's going to be Corey Davis, especially with the way the young rookie licked, especially the way they used Elijah Moore in the slot. And I just like them more than I like him, and I think he scored great points for you thus far, getting 13 fantasy points in week 1, 16 fantasy points in week 2, and I think you can sell him high right now. Sell him high, or be cautious. If you want to keep these guys, all these guys, I would sell high, and I'm telling you, keep them. Just be cautious and be prepared that you might need to make a move. Something might happen, or there might be a downgrade. So those are our sell high or be cautious. We'll go ahead and get into a next little segment we want right now. We'll go ahead and drop this to Isaiah. We're going to drop him with this. Every week we're going to try to put a new guest on here, one of you guys, and you guys are going to have your own segment. Isaiah's segment is called Isaiah's KOs of the Week because you already know, is a champion, future MMA champion. Look out for your boy. Anybody not a part of this league, you know what I'm saying? Check him out. He's a young amateur fighter working his way up, about to be future mixed martial arts. So he's giving you his KOs of the week.
You're getting it. Let's go.
Letting you know, guys, that you can lock in your lineup. They are going to knock it out the park. They're going to knock out your opponent, and they're going to help take you to your victory.
Let's go. We're starting off with my boy Keenan Allen on my team. He was hurt last week. He had a good first game, but he is a target hog. And if he's healthy this week, he's gonna come and Justin Herbert's coming off that loss. He's ready to sling that ball to my boy Keenan Allen. So I'll say he's gonna get a knockout. I say above 20 points. So I'm excited for that one right there. And then
he's a target machine.
Yeah.
You know, he gets it all day. I would just say, obviously, this is bearing he plays. If he doesn't play, then obviously, you know, you have to save that for another week. But he has more KOs for you. But if he is out there, he will KO it. I mean, through the first quarter when he got hurt, he already had 10 fantasy points. He had 4 targets on 4 catches for 66 yards. I mean, and then he got hurt like in the first. I don't even know what it was.
It was the first half.
I thought it was first quarter.
It might have been the first quarter.
It could have been the second quarter.
Yeah.
I don't know. We need our producer back there, Stevie B. You're not doing your job. You never hit us with these stats right here. So anytime we're not quite sure on stats, just know it's Stevie B's fault. That's our producer. He's behind the camera right now, and he never hits his back in time. So blame Stevie. But I like Keenan Allen, KO. That's a nice one.
Yeah,
Who else you got for us?
Number 2, I got my boy CeeDee Lamb from the Cowboys. I think him and Cooper Rush are gonna work well this week during practice. Get together, get to know what they're doing. Like, get it going. Michael Gallup coming in, he's gonna space out the field way more. I think CeeDee Lamb gets a touchdown or 2.
So what you're saying is I should not relax on CeeDee Lamb. I should get excited about CeeDee Lamb. Okay, I like that better. I like that better. You know what I mean? Let's go CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah. And then I got one more right here, my Jimmy G. His boy
Niners,
right here.
Jimmy G. Go Niners. Go Niners.
He's coming in. He's playing the Seahawks. Seahawks D. That's self-explanatory right there. I think they should have started him from week 1. I don't believe in Trey Lance, so I think Jimmy G comes in and steals the show.
All right. He's gonna knock it out for your team. I mean, last week he had 21 attempts, 13 completions, 154 yards and a touchdown. He didn't have any interceptions. It was the first week back with the team. He hadn't been practicing with the first squad. Trey Lance was there, to be the guy. We do know he's capable. We do know he's able to do it. And I do think he's going to come out. He's got a good matchup. They're playing in Denver. So the altitude's out there, though. It's a Monday night primetime game. He's gonna want to come and show everybody why he shouldn't have been the backup to start with.
I was hoping Trey Lance was gonna be able to play the full season because I'm really high on him if he gets his chance. But
I can't wait for him to come back. Hopefully,
football happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyways, with saying that though, Jimmy G is probably the best backup. And he's gonna make everybody on the 49ers better than they were with Trey Lance. I like Trey Lance because I had Trey Lance on my team, and I want him to do as an individual person better. But the Jimmy Garoppolo is better for the 49ers, and
he makes everyone else. Yeah, he's gonna spread the ball around a lot more methodical, a little bit more precise with his throwing. Yeah. So it won't be as quite dynamic, not as much running as Trey Lance would have gave you. Might not look as exciting, but the production will be consistent, solid, and precise. So
smart pocket passing quarterback. Makes the right decision all the time.
I like it.
Most of the time.
All right, well, you heard it here first. Isaiah's KOs. If you have any of those guys, throw them on your lineup. You know what I mean? Start them in there. Get them. If you don't, I'm pretty sure Jimmy G might be out there. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you're in a pickle. Maybe you don't like somebody who gets a little bit of that later with some hot takes and stuff like that. But there might be some guys out there that you might want to consider benching to start Jimmy G over. But let's go ahead and hop into the next one, and we're gonna go with draft steals turn lineup locks.
Yeah.
These are guys that were steals in the draft that we feel like, you got them low in the later rounds, and they basically are lineup locks now. You throw them in your lineup, set them and forget them. You don't have to worry. You are good to go. So the first one, you already know how I'm going to start this. Of course, if you know anything, my number one guy in the NFL, my fucking bromance, my best friend, the sun god himself, you know what I mean? Amon-Ra St. Brown, the best wide receiver in the NFL. And he's just going to go ahead and keep tearing it up. You got him in the 7th round average draft position. He's currently ranked wide receiver number 3. He's averaging 29 points a game through 2 games with 17 targets, 180 yards, and 3 touchdowns. I mean, besides Cooper Kupp, I don't know who's putting numbers like that. My co-host just wrote down Diggs is better too. They're a bunch of, whatever. Yeah, they're gonna throw out them shiny names. Those Rolls Royce names. Cooper Kupp's better. Justin Jefferson's better. Stephon Diggs is better. Amon-Ra St. Brown's the greatest wide receiver in the NFL. And that's all I gotta say. I don't want to hear no arguments about it. And he has the coolest name. But yes, he's a lineup lock every week. Throw him in there. He's averaging like 12 targets a game. He's just tied an NFL record. He's looking to set the NFL record. The Lions are going to want to hold that record to themselves. He just tied Antonio Brown, and who was it? I can't remember the other one. It's Antonio Brown. And
are you talking about the receiving records?
Yes.
Receiving yards?
He just tied for eight catches in 16 straight games. Or something like that. He's had 8 catches. Consecutive games. He tied the record for. I can't remember how many. So he tied the record. So this week, if he'll beat it and be the only one if he has 8 catches. So they're going to target him. They're targeting him like 10 to 14 times a game right now. They're just hyper focused on him and Swift. A little bit of Hawkinson, but mainly him and Swift is how they're doing. Jared Goff is slanging the ball. The offensive line is the best offensive line maybe in the NFL right now. It's looking great, and he's a lineup lock.
They might be.
What round did you get him in?
You know what? I would have to check. That's a good question. But I think I picked him up around the 6th. Okay. I jumped maybe the 5th even. I jumped for him though because I was high on him beforehand. Yeah. I've been watching the since last year.
Knocks.
I actually drafted him in my dynasty last year, but we didn't have a taxi spot, and I wasn't able to hold him because I ran out. He had a slow start to the season in his rookie year, and I had to make room to try to win now because I was in contention to win, and I had to win every game. So, but now we have a taxi spot. He would be on my team if I would have drafted him this year. I would have threw him in my taxi spot, held him, and then he would be there. But I've been high on him. He is a lineup lock every week. Go ahead and just keep him in there. Next, we got Cortland Sutton.
Yeah.
My guy's guy right here, my co-host, Bogart's guy. He was an average 6th round ADP. He's currently ranked at wide receiver 19. He's averaging 16 points a game through 2 games. And he hasn't even scored a TD yet.
Yeah, Russ is marinating.
You know what I'm saying?
Russ is
He hasn't even
marinating.
scored a TD yet, and he's getting you 16 points a
Russ
game.
ain't cooking. He's still eating.
Plus, Jerry Judy's got the shoulder injury.
Yeah.
That just frees up more targets for him. Even if he comes back, I think they might use Jerry Judy if he does play this week more of a decoy and just somebody to be out there to worry about.
Yeah, it's kind of weird with the.
field.
It's like kind of off subject, but like with this. Remember, I was talking about the CD Lamb, how he was supposed to get more targets because he was the number one,
and it's not quite working out, but it did work out for
Cortland Sutton
because of the type of player. They're different players. He's the big guy that runs down the side of the field. He goes up in vertical and he gets the
he's
ball.
gonna get his, but when Judy's out, he's gonna even eat more. You know what I mean?
Exactly, because then he's gonna start doing that underneath roll too, and getting those more of those little inside passes, and not only be the deep threat. You know? Which bodes well for him.
Yeah.
When you like draft steals, basically I think that's one of the better ones of the. He's averaging in the 9th round, or the 6th round, a little bit higher.
I probably got the 5th, but we got a 14-man league.
Guys are gonna go a little bit sooner in our league also because we have a 14-man league. These average draft positions are going from the 10 to 12-man leagues and stuff like that. The next one I got right here is my boy Drake London. I really like the way this young rookie looks through the first 2 games. I don't have a piece of, actually I do have a piece of him in one of my leagues. I'm in 4 leagues. I only got him in 1, but he's a big boy and he's currently ranked basically through 2 games in the NFL. He's had 19 targets. And he's turned those into 158 yards and a touchdown, averaging 18 fantasy points a game. So you just heard how high we are on Cortland Sutton, and he's actually averaging 2 more points than him a game through the first 2 weeks. The Kyle Pitts hasn't quite worked out. He's on a team that has to throw the ball. Okay, they don't really have quite a real running back. Everyone likes Cordell Patterson, but for the passing, they have him and Algier on this 50-50 snap count right now. The touches are almost the same. Algier wasn't doing much with it. They're going to be behind. They throw the ball. It's going to be a whole lot of Drake London. It's going to be a whole lot of Kyle Pitts. So I really like him moving forward. I feel like he's a lineup lock. You just throw him in your lineup. You know he's getting the targets. You know they're coming your way, and you know they should be down, and they should be thrown from behind. This week, they do have a good matchup against Seattle, so they should be able to exploit their secondary. They don't have a very good defense, and it should be another good week for him. Throw him in there, lock him in, lineup lock, and there's somebody that you got in the 9th round. I'm talking about people are taking kickers sometimes in the 9th round.
Defense,
you know what I mean? Defenses and kickers. People take them. I keep telling people don't do that, but guys are taking guys like that. Why would you do that? Stack up here, or they're grabbing They're grabbing a backup running back. Why? Look at the depth. Now you got a lineup lock guy that you got in the 9th round, and he's locked in. I got an even deeper one, a 10th round. This last one right here is average draft position is the 10th round. And we were talking before the show started, and I know this is Isaiah's guy right here. It's one of his.
Baller.
He's been on him since before. He's super sad when Chimichanga stole him from him. So shout out to Chimichanga for this pick. It was a great pick. Christian Kirk. He's average draft round is 10th. He's getting picked in the 10th round. He's had 12 catches on 195 yards and 2 touchdowns through 2 games. He's averaging 21 points per game. And it bodes well for him that there's a lot of chemistry between him and Trevor Lawrence. You can see it. He's getting a lot of the targets. He's getting a lot of the catches. And going into the year, some people weren't quite sure. Is it Christian Kirk? Is it Marvin Jones? Who's the number 1?
They told if you're like a fantasy guy like we are, the experts told us all year long, but no one believed.
Everybody wanted to cling on to Marvin Jones.
Because
They don't
Trevor
know.
Lawrence, the
Yeah, is he
Jaguars.
going to be able to do it? Is he going to be able to hold up the offense? And then, what didn't you have a little stat you were telling me too, or something?
Yeah, they were talking about, so AJ Brown, he is a third, fourth, fifth round guy, maybe third or fourth, fifth round
Every year,
guy.
right? AJ
Every
Brown.
year, he's someone that's on everybody's radar to get no matter what. He had the same stats, just parallel to Christian Kirk had last year. And they were right there, and this guy is a 10th round.
Compared
10th
to like a
round,
third round.
Compared to someone that's
Not saying that
that's
AJ
on
Brown isn't
everybody's
worth that.
radar.
Not saying
That's-
AJ Brown's not worth it. It's just saying
it's-
how
it's-
undervalued
how
Christian
undervalued-
Kirk
Yeah,
is.
it's more about Christian Kirk. It's
Yeah.
saying more about him because it's obviously AJ
Because
Brown's up there. So
you
we're
know
like,
how good
wow,
he
we're
is.
like,
Everybody knows how good
Yeah.
AJ Brown is.
So we're
But
like-
why doesn't everybody know how good Christian Kirk
He
is?
was playing under DeAndre Hopkins, so people were overlooking him. But every time Kyler's throwing that ball, bro, he was there.
Yeah, I like him, and so those are 4 guys that we feel you were able to grab later in your lineups or later in the draft, and they ended up becoming lineup locks right now through the 2 weeks. Put them in there, move them forward. You have nothing to worry about. Slap the guys in your lineup week in, week out, and be happy with the points that they're going to get you. All right. So next, we're going to go ahead and go with Bogart's hot takes. We got Bogart's hot takes, bold predictions, and then the picks of the week.
Yeah, so
So-
I'm gonna start it off pretty hot. You know what I mean? I got Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers to not be in the top 15. They're gonna be outside of the top 15. So meaning there's gonna be 15 more. They might. Well, I guess one of them might be 15.
Well,
but you know what I
14.
mean?
It'll be 14
okay.
more. And we're in a
Okay.
14-man
Yeah.
league, so what does that mean?
Yeah.
Bench them?
Yeah.
You're benching them, right?
I don't want them to get mad at me. I'm just.
You got to bench them. By that count right there, you got them. If they're going to be 15, that means there's 14 quarterbacks out there
Yeah.
that should be started before them. We're in a 14-man league. That means there should be one for everybody.
I mean, I'd play Jared Goff over both of them. You know what I mean?
Well,
That's-
there it is.
there it is.
Yeah.
Isn't he out there on the waiver wire?
I don't know. Hopefully he's not. I shouldn't
So
have said
whoever's
that.
starting Aaron Rodgers in our league, or whoever's starting Tom Brady in our league, I think they're playing each other.
Yeah, they are playing. That's why.
No, in our league.
Oh, yeah,
I think it's Bo. Check it out, but I think it's Bo and I really do. I think it's Bo versus David, and both of them have them. Nope, I was wrong. I was wrong. Thought they were playing each other in the league also. But yes, so if you have either one of those quarterbacks, you might want to go look for Jared Goff. You heard it here. We're here helping you.
Tom Brady got slow pass catchers, and the offense isn't looking too good, dude. They barely pulled off that win against the Saints last week, and I thought it was gonna be a little easier than it. I mean, I guess with the history of Lattimore and them, I guess you're expecting that, but Tom Brady's not looking too good, bro, and it just added on, you know what I mean? And Aaron Rodgers is the same. He got no pass catchers either, you know what I mean? So like, I think they're gonna both rely on Leonard Fournette and then Aaron Jones and Dylan, you know what I mean? And I think this is gonna be a low scoring game, maybe 10 to 14 or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
17, 10 to 17. You know what I mean?
So when both Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady go out there and finish outside of the top 14 in quarterbacks this week, and you're sad because you lost your fantasy game, but you didn't watch the California Stoners podcast and listen to Mike Bogart's hot takes and go pick up Jared Goff. He laid it out. Not only did he tell you don't start him, but he gave you a guy that's on the waiver wire in our league that you can go and pick up right now and put him in there over that guy to help win your game. So if you just lose, then you're going to be on the GM, the worst decision of the week next week if that happens. Mm-hmm. Don't let that
don't
be
say I
you.
didn't tell you so.
Or you're going to see us on our message board texting you on why didn't you listen. So
all right,
what else you got?
My next hot take is Tua is gonna be a top 10 against the Bills. Okay, well, the Bills defense is pretty scary, but I'm hearing there's three or more, maybe more significant injuries on the defensive side, and I still got the Bills to win this game pretty easy. But I'm not scared you shouldn't be scared to put Tua in, even though you see the Bills name there when when you're looking at your team on the app. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean look what Tua did last week, 240. I think 6 points, 6 touchdowns. What was it? I think that was probably the second best performance ever.
That doesn't really help anybody in our league. If somebody's watching this from a different league and has them, that might help you. In our league, Stevie has Jalen Hurts and Tua. You're not benching Jalen Hurts to start Tua pretty much ever. You know, it doesn't matter how.
No, never.
No, yeah, Jalen Hurts. You just have to ride with Jalen Hurts.
No.
And
yeah, they're looking beautiful. Right now,
so in our league, it doesn't really, but. It'll just be nice when he finishes in the top 10 to let you guys know that, you know, we know our stuff.
Yeah. Well, this is more towards like a fantasy, like in general, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But if you're in a different league and you happen to be watching this, go out there and if you have Tua or whatever.
You shouldn't be too scared of the Bills.
Exactly. Don't be scared.
Okay.
Don't be
He's
scared.
not gonna put up another. He's not gonna do another 40 point though.
Like,
you know what I mean?
Like the great Nate Diaz. Don't be scared, homie.
You're not gonna get another 40 though. You know what I mean? Don't expect that. Half of that. You'll get half of that though. Okay. My next hot take is Derrick Henry's gonna bounce back against the Raiders. Derrick Henry has had
that's a hot take.
Really bad season considering what all of us thought he was gonna do. You know, I don't know. The Titans as a whole don't look good at all. It's obvious what they're gonna do when Henry's out there. There's nothing else for them to do. There's the receivers. I mean, Treylon Burks is there, Robert Woods is there, but the receivers is their passing game is not a threat. So what else do they do is just feed Henry, so that then the defense already knows what's ahead of them. You know what I mean?
Put 8 stack 8 in the
with,
box.
with Henry coming off an injury last year and another year tacked onto his career, it seems like he might be slowing down. But I got him a bounce back, and I think maybe he's gonna be. I think he's gonna be okay for the rest of the year. You know what I mean? He's not going to give you the production that he did last year, but you should still keep him on your team. And I think he's going to have a bounce back game, but it's going to be up and down this year. You know what I mean? He's going to have maybe like a boom or bust potential.
This week he's
bouncing back. This week he's bouncing back. You know,
and that's against his Raiders.
Yeah,
the Raider fans,
yeah.
he doesn't want that to be.
This is like with my Raiders, it's tough love.
Yeah,
and I see that game, everything pisses me off. And it's like, you're gonna play him against the Raiders, bro. Okay.
All right, and then
right there.
all right, there was Bogart's hot takes.
Okay,
you got 3 hot takes right there. You know what I'm saying? The hottest one, he actually helped you guys out. Go switch that quarterback. I want to see it. If I don't see Jared Goff in one of your lineups, you didn't listen. Bogart drops the gems. All right.
Joe Flacco.
Next, we got bold predictions. You know, we're going to go ahead. We got a guest today. We'll let him start it off with bold predictions. He's going to slap a bold prediction out there. And just something that we personally think is going to happen, you know?
So I got Kyle Pitts. Whoever got Kyle Pitts, who is it? Stevie? Start him. Start him ASAP. No, that's not Stevie, is it? It's Kyle Pitts.
It's Baby Blunt.
Baby Blunt.
Wow.
What's he going to do for the Baby Blunt?
Kyle Pitts. Hasn't had 1 touchdown since he started. But I think Mariota gets more comfortable in the offense. I think they're going to space the floor out, and I think he gets 2 touchdowns this game. And he gets in the end zone again. Kyle Pitts.
I like it. All right. So my bold prediction, I'm gonna show a little bit of love to the, you know, every time we talk about things, it's always the players, but we never talk about, you know, kickers, defenses and stuff. So I'm gonna show a little kicker love right now. And my bold prediction is Will Lutz will have 13 plus fantasy points this week. You know, hands down double digits.
Will Lutz
guaranteed.
14 plus fantasy points. Will Lutz?
I'm sorry.
No, Will Lutz. Will Lutz. No, I'm asking the question. Will Lutz?
Yes, Will. He will. Yes, Will, he will. But, so I went ahead and I have Will Lutz. I mean, on my team. And the reason why I just kind of stumbled across his bold prediction because I was looking for a new kicker because he scored single digits. Or no, he did get 10 points week 1. He had 10 points week 1, and he had 4 points this last week against Tampa Bay. And he actually missed a field goal or an extra point, or both a field goal and an extra point in week 1. He didn't look that hot. He was coming back off of being hurt and stuff. So I was thinking about trading, looking for something else, looking for a better offense that'll be in in scoring position more than the Saints right now with Jameis Winston and how they're looking. But when I went and I checked out Carolina has gave up 16 plus fantasy points both weeks to both kickers. So Will Lutz being who he is and being capable like he is, he did get 10 points week 1. I'll go ahead and say he'll get at least 13 points or more this week. They got him projected for 7 points, so that's basically more than almost double of what they're saying he's going to get. So there's my bold prediction. Will Lutz, throw him in your lineup like I did. And cross your fingers.
Yeah.
So,
okay. And mine is, my bold prediction is gonna probably be really bold, but I got Saquon Barkley for single digits. Might get you 10, but single digits. I'm thinking. He's playing against
That's pretty bold.
Yeah, he's playing against. I'm not really big on. I think that first 33 point game against the Titans, who we know who the Titans are now, is not what Saquon is gonna give you this year. You know what I mean? He's gonna give you probably like 18 or it's not here or there, whatever. 18, 15 points. But this week he's playing the division rival with the Cowboys. Cowboys are like arguably one of the best defense in the NFL. We all seen what they did to Joe Burrow and the Super Bowl contending Bengals last week.
Their defense is the only thing that looks real about that team.
Yeah. And well, that's why I'm already down on Saquon, and he did what I thought he was gonna do the next game, was downgrade from a 30-point game. So I was thinking 15, but he had 11 against the Carolina Panthers. You know what I mean?
Now he has a tough matchup.
And now he has an even tougher matchup, and they got him projected to 19. And I think that's numbers are lying. You know what I mean? It's not gonna happen. But I could be wrong. But I'm more right than wrong.
Nicky Moon hopes you're wrong.
Maybe he hopes
he's wrong.
But I'm not. I hate to bash on guys like this, but that was one of my predictions from the beginning of the year. Was like, even after that 30-point game, I was like the only person like. Don't get too happy, bro. You know what I mean? Because I don't think that's gonna happen. You know what I mean? But
did you just say you hate to bash on guys?
Yeah.
he loves to come here with the negative take on guys. He can't wait to just say, "Oh, he's done. Off my team.
Yeah.
Off my team." His favorite thing to do is cut guys from his team. he throws parties. Get off my team.
Well, and then I got the Cowboys to win this game.
So,
with them,
that's a good bold. That's a good bold prediction.
Yeah. No, don't play. Bark, you have to play him, but
go to your matchup.
Single digits.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna take a quick look before we do the matchups of the week. We're gonna go the knowledge. Before we do the knowledge picks of the week, we're gonna just really fast breakdown of the matchup of the week, which is the first time we're gonna go into the next week's matchups and let these guys decide too. This week's matchup is actually between both of these guys. They're the two 2-0 teams in the league. The only ones left. Someone has got to go. We'll find out who's in first place, and the only one that has the chance to go undefeated through the year. Everybody else already has 1 or 2 losses. And their heads-up matchup, they got quarterbacks Kyler Murray versus Joe Burrow. So when you break those down, Kyler Murray is playing against. I didn't show you right there. Let's show you right here.
I think he's playing against the Rams.
So yeah, it's a division game
against the Rams.
Joe Burrow is trying to bounce back. He's been real shaky.
Kyler Murray's playing against the Rams, and we got Joe Burrow against
the Jets.
So in my opinion, those are two quarterbacks that have kind of been shaky, a little weird, a little underperformed of what they're capable of. Or like they've actually done it, but it looks bad. You know, it hasn't been clean. It's been sloppy, both in different ways. I'm gonna have to go ahead and give the slight edge here this week in this game personally to Kyler Murray, only because of Joe Burrow's offensive line. They do have the better matchup, so it's pretty even. It's not a big thing for me because I like Joe Burrow better as a pocket passer with more weapons to throw to. But his offensive line, I just need to see more out of them. They keep getting him hit. They're not leaving him in good situations. He's rushed all the time, and it's been rough sledding. You know, it forces turnovers and puts him in bad spots. So close, but I like, just barely. I like Murray. And then we got Chubb and Swift. And though Chubb is the leading runner in the NFL, and I do feel he should have more rushing yards, I don't necessarily think he'll have more fantasy points than DeAndre Swift.
We'll see tonight.
They play tonight. They play again. They don't play against each other tonight, both of them.
No,
Chubb. We'll see half of it tonight.
Yeah,
Chubb will get points, and he's going to do his thing. You know, I like both of these players. And again, I'm not giving a high, you know what I'm saying, edge to him, but he does have a better edge, in my opinion, than the quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And
Chubb's number one.
the next, Aaron Jones and Travis Etienne. This is an easy obvious on that. You know, it's not really. I'll give a bigger factor. The only thing Etienne's got going for him is potential upside. We still don't know when he's going to break out. Every week he doesn't break out, you're like, this next week could be the week. This next week could be the week. This might be the week.
He just needs to fall in the end zone
exactly.
because he got 8 points the last 2 games.
This next one, I got a huge side for Bogart here because Jerry Jeudy might not play. And again, if he does play, I kind of feel like he might be used as on a snap count or as a decoy, if like just not as many targets, trying not to get him hit as much, you know, just because it was a shoulder injury. And then against Stephon Diggs, who is arguably the number one wide receiver. He's the number one B to Amon-Ra St. Brown's number one A. And then Cooper Kupp and Diggs are tied for 2. So Cooper Kupp and Kirk Cousins is a whole lot better or what? You're trading one flannel t-shirt for another. You know what I mean? But anyways, Stephon Diggs, we like him over there. The next one, we got Keenan Allen. Against AJ Brown. If he plays though, it's saying that he has a shot to play. So that doesn't sound like he's as confident. That sounds like
saying that he's. What do you want to go by? He's gonna play or
no? He said he has a shot to play. Sounds like he probably won't, but could. That's what I hear on the shot.
Optimistic.
There's a shot to play, but like the odds are in the other favor. But there's a shot for it to happen. Maybe 60-40. You know, 40 that he doesn't, or 40 that he does. 60 that he doesn't.
Basically, game time decision.
But that's pretty even. If I like Allen's floor, obviously AJ Brown has way more upside, but the floor of Keenan Allen and wherever he should go, and with what AJ Brown did last week, you know what I'm saying? It's close to a tie if he plays. You know what I'm saying? With the upside going to Brown, but it should be a tie. Then the tight end position, Schultz is hurt with a bad whatchamacallit, I gotta go Freiermuth. I have to go Freiermuth. They're pretty even. If all things considering, it would have been Schultz probably. Yeah. You know what I mean? But all the variables you gotta go. We'll break it down, and we went with Freiermuth. Okay, and then
points back to back. Baby.
And then for me in the flex position, this one again is an easy one for me on this side. And a couple that's kind of why I obviously my pick ended up being. You can tell by the more I'm going with his. My pick is for Swift and Changeable this week, but it's just because I like both of their players. I just like this player a lot more than I like this one in certain situations. A lot of them are tied, but like Courtland Sutton, I like a lot more than Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders does have a good match, and he's doing great. He's doing great. He's on a great team. He's looking better. It's just Jalen Hurts loves to take those rushing touchdowns, and they don't even like to give him the rushing touchdowns. Or Boston Scott. I think Kenneth Gainwell is the number one person they use in the red zone besides Hurts. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean, for rushing. So, but he has so much upside in the pass game, and I do like him. So that's why this is the matchup of the week. And, you know, it's a heavy hitter. It can go either way.
Miles Sanders is a must start.
And then I'm gonna break down special teams in one, kicker and defense together. And he was able to pick up an Eagles defense that really helped him out, I think, and helped even out this a little bit. But I still got him easy. It's an easy pick for him in that department. The offense is a lot better. As long as the kicker plays for the Kansas City, he played last week. He played, So as long as to get that offense as kicker, you know what I mean. They're high octane. They got a really good matchup against Indianapolis Colts, who haven't done shit but give up a lot of points this year. So you do have Carlson, who is solid, and your defense is there. I do like your combo this week. Mm-hmm. I do like your combo. I just like his a lot more. All that said, I give him the edge. I'm going to go ahead. That'll be my first pick of the week. Segue right into Knowledge's picks of the week. This is how we end the show every week. And
so I'm 3-0 then?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that has you. That does have him. Oh, last week's picks of the weeks, I went 5-2. Did a lot better than the week before. I had a little bit to see off of, and that's more what I like to be at. 7-0 should be what you know what I mean.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
6-1, 5-2, 7-0, somewhere around there is where I like to land in my picks of the week. So we'll go ahead and just let you know the matchup of the week went to Swift and Changeable. Also joining him in the winners bracket this week, we got Cal Al. You know, he's going to get himself a good win. This one was actually, I believe, really close. This one, the Team Munoz, I think, was really close. Who did Team Munoz play? Team Munoz plays the Dark Raiders. I went with Team Munoz, Cal Al, Team Munoz. He has a tough one against the Jeffersons, but I have him edging it out. Just win, baby. Dark Raiders. Welcome to my list, Dark Raiders. You're 1-1, and the first time you've made my winning list. You know what I'm saying? And last but not least, as always, definitely not least, the GOAT. You know, looking to go 2-1 on a 2-game win streak. I'm out there. I got me a matchup playing against Tank. You know, he's 0-2. He needs himself a win bad. He's coming hard. He's coming to get the win. His team's angry. He's got players coming back. I think
Players coming back?
I think, yeah, Alvin should come back. Kittle should come back. He's going to be out here, and I got a tough week. It's not an easy week. It's not like he's just a wash because he's 0-2.
Yeah, Frank's 0-2 because his injuries.
Injuries and picks. If he would have just played, he'd be 1-1 right now. If he would have just started, that was a bad GM move. But he's not. He doesn't make a lot of those. So he made one last week. I doubt he's going to make one this week against me. It's going to be a tough week. But those are my picks of the week. And you know what I'm saying? Hopefully you enjoyed them. As always, welcome to stay tuned. We're going to keep wrapping shit up at the best we can and giving you dope content, you know, for the league. Like we say, this league, we do it for you guys, nobody else, you know what I'm saying? And hopefully we can keep it going. You guys have anything to add, or we'll get all you guys on here as guests. Feel free to leave comments, questions. I know we never give you guys any like starts or sits or anything like that exactly, or like like waiver wire ads. That's because do your own research.
Yeah,
in this
I'm
league,
not gonna help you beat me.
I'm not talking to anybody watching this outside of our league, but this is mainly for everyone in our league. Okay, so this is just for our league for the most part. You're welcome to watch it and get any info you want, but we're not doing waiver wire picks because you got to find your own waiver wire pick. I'm gonna take that guy. That's my guy on the waiver wires. You can't have him. So,
Dude, I got 312 fantasy points this year.
yeah, that's a whole lot of points.
What?
You know what I mean?
Someone put like a laughing face at it right there.
All right, well, yeah. There we go.
It's looking good.
Welcome. We hope you enjoyed the third episode. We're going to keep these episodes cranking, you know what I mean? Doing what we can and try to bring the dope content to you guys. Try to keep getting better and try to bring a dope guest. We got Isaiah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Isaiah. KO the champ right here, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're going to end it like we always end it every time with the joint, you know, talking it up. So you got this here or what?
I think so.
Hey, you've been off my list
think
before.
so.
You're gonna do it?
Yep. Think so. I'm coming.
What do you think? You worried? You nervous?
I gotta make some good manager moves.
You toughest test so far?
Yeah, 7 cents so far. No, I just I'm hoping what I think is the defense ain't gonna come through like that again. You know what I mean? That's what I'm hoping.
I was just hoping my wide receivers
But
come through and play.
like Swift is questionable. Kyler Murray has a hard matchup against the Rams. You know what I mean?
I think Joe Burrow.
If his players play, it's gonna be a fucking close game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well,
Like if
I have
Keenan
that.
Allen, this guy's got to show up.
Joe Burrow really hasn't performed like he was supposed to. So like if everyone does,
Where's his bench at? Allen Lazard, you can go with Lazard over Judy if you don't play or less.
Yeah,
Or Tyler
or
Boyd, maybe
Boyd.
not. DJ Chark is that.
I'm not thinking about DJ Chark right now.
You gotta wait.
Now he gave me 0 points last time on.
You gotta wait.
Now he was supposed to be the number 1 though.
He lost in almost
You know what I mean?
15 games.
No, he wasn't. How is he going to be the number
No,
one
I know,
on
I
the
don't
team when they got the number one in the NFL on the same team?
I'm talking
I'm
about
not saying
when I
that
say
is the number one in the league.
When I say number 1, the